Hi Sagittarius, welcome to Modern Maven Tarot. Whenever this tarot reading shows up on your timeline, this message is for you. Thank you so much for joining me. This message is for any Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, but also if you have Sagittarius in a particular house or planet that you need clarity on, then this message is also for you. Thank you so much for joining me. If it ends up resonating, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Modern Maven Tarot. Now, the messages that came through while I was clearing your cards, very interesting. Something here to related to like strategic ways of getting pursuing our dreams. Now, there was also this message of perhaps there's something that we really wanted that we don't really want anymore. And guess what? That's okay. All right. Sometimes our dreams change. Sometimes we shift in what emotionally fulfills us. But I get this message for you, especially if you're watching this at the time I'm recording it, because we're doing a lot of reflecting. There's a new moon in Virgo with a lot of retrogrades. And I really want you, if you are watching around this time, and even if you're not, what does your ideal life look like? I want you to write it down, okay? What house are you living in? What car are you driving? What is your, relationship status in this ideal life for you? Write it all down. What time do you wake up? What do you eat for breakfast? What do you do for work? When do you get home? How many hours are you putting in? I want you to really map out that ideal life, and I want you to get excited about it because there is a lot of shadow energy coming through for everybody. And here's the interesting thing about shadow energy, because there's this idea of like not wanting to face it, right? But when we're in the right mode and we're in the right energy, it's exciting to finally get past some things that have been holding us back, right? To liberate ourselves from the shackles of that shadow. And then the shadow can feel safe because just a reminder, your shadow's a part of who you are, all right? It's not something to get rid of. It's something to work with and to not be tricked into cycles of the same when we want something new, okay? So for you too, along with following a new path emotionally, that like the Saturn and Pisces lesson for you is going to be very prominent this week is what I'm getting. So see what house Saturn is in your chart, what sign rules Saturn, and then take a look at any blocks, fears, or ways that we need to emotionally move in a new direction toward what we want, okay? And here's the thing, because I'm getting this message almost of like there's something strategic, there's something to do where your perception is like betrayal. Like you feel like you're going to betray somebody by following this new path, which again, I believe because of all of the lessons Sagittarius has gotten since Saturn went direct, November 2023, is what you're worth, going after what you are worth. So here's the message that's very interesting going off of that. And go back to those readings. You can see your messages have been about your self-confidence, your self-worth, all right, knowing what you're worth and that you're worthy of anything. The biggest, wildest dreams you have, you're worth it, okay? But that's where I think this taking a new path, whatever that is, we feel like we're going to betray somebody else, where it's like if we don't take that path, we're betraying ourselves, all right? And so I think that's a clear message that you're going to get here is, yeah, there's some recognition here and it's going to be emotionally fulfilling, but if you're worried about other people and what other people think or how other people are going to feel or how it's going to affect other people, but it's the right thing for you, that's your answer, okay? And that's part of your Saturn lesson. So please keep that in mind, because I do think it, and if you're looking for a relationship, it could also open that up too, which is so wonderful. Okay, so yeah, look at, by aligning with that, you open up all of that wonderful energy. Okay, so let's get into it. But if you haven't done those intentions, clearly a very wonderful time to manifest and nurture what it is you want to grow, all right? Nurture yourself. So let's get to it, Sagittarius. Also, I don't know if I said this, but thank you to all my subscribers. So appreciative of all of you. And don't forget to comment if it resonates or if you have a question. Very emotionally fulfilling. Something here too with a karmic shift related to your finances, okay? And so that karmic shift comes, like I said, our relationship with money is a reflection of our relationship with ourselves and our relationship with others, okay? All right. So I'm going to actually clarify these first, because when you feel empowered, you empower others, okay? But seeing this over here, this is interesting. Okay, so let's clarify that Queen of Wands. Why is the Queen of Wands here for Sagittarius? There's an important choice here. All right. You do need to make a decision. It does say to compromise when you can. However, I do believe that you've been compromising a lot, Sagittarius. Yes, okay. And Two of Wands. Why is the Two of Wands in the area of what Sagittarius needs less of? All right. There it is. Okay. Perfect. All right, so this is a whole new perspective, a whole new identity, all right? Like, so you are in the energy, like I said, whatever that Saturn lesson is, this is Aries and Pisces, but that confidence, you're embodying it this week, okay? But with that, that's when that lesson's gonna come in, okay? To really see, are you still aligned with this? But you're like, yes, I am, okay? Also Neptune, don't forget that Neptune retrograde, because we might not be seeing things clearly, even though Mercury's direct, we still have a little bit of cloudiness at this time, all right? So just be mindful of that. That whatever that cloudy, like if you have intentions and you want them, don't doubt it. Two of Swords, important decision, okay? But in this, with the Pluto and Gemini energy, this has to come from within. You have to do what's right for yourself. Like I said, I just think that there's some like outside influence that is affecting you in your decision making, but the decision that's best for you is the decision that should be made. And you're going to be faced with this decision this week, okay? It could come through communication, but it's related to relationships and answering the wake-up call, all right? There's something here to your personal power that it's answering the wake-up call, and it's something that is very strongly connected to how you navigate your relationships. Now, the Two of Wands. So you see, like, you got twos and twos. Okay, so there's this idea of a Two of Swords, communication, right? Your beliefs, and the Two of Wands related to creativity and passion. There is this message of like which box you're going to choose. And so I do think if you don't choose the box, you're going to wind up feeling like you missed out on something. And that's the last thing we want, okay? Because it's related to your finances too, which I find is interesting though. So there's something in your childhood related to security and stability with your finances that is connected to whatever this block is. All right. So if you can have some time to reflect on that, do. But this idea of you almost feel like you can't have emotional satisfaction in this security and stability. All right. And it comes from something here of maybe, you know, when you were a kid, you were told like a very specific way of what money is and how money works or something like that. But this is, because this is supposed to be stability, security, right? But also it's contemplating your relationship with money. And there is a strong connection to your childhood and how that has affected your relationship with money. Now, the Magician with the Nine of Cups. So here's the idea. You have to take the wand, all right? This choice is yours. You have to do what is emotionally fulfilling and satisfying. This is Jupiter and Pisces, like wishes come true, and you have to remind yourself of that, okay? The satisfaction you'll get, you've been manifesting this, so why would you reject it, all right? They took the wand, they achieved everything, and now they can sit with this emotional satisfaction, all right? So let's get a empowering question here, because this is something where okay, so as far as these okay. My Gemini rising and moon is just getting the best of me right now. Back in June 2024 and July 2024, we had those Capricorn full moons, right? And those were about a new identity, okay? Hangman, new perspective, new identity. When it comes to what empowerment is to you, when it comes to the confidence, all right, the optimism, there's something in you that has changed. And those full moons were signifying a chapter closing in our lives. All right, Sagittarius? So remember that. If the choice you want to make is going backwards, put yourself first. Okay, so let's get an empowering question for you. What kinds of recurring situations or people do I attract? What kinds of lessons might they have about myself? So this is, again, going to relationships. And also, too, like, there's very strong angel energy here. All right, so there are definitely people, probably two people, who are looking down and they want the best for you because they know you deserve the best. All right. And so there is this idea of like, if it's scary, whatever this decision is, right, that you're scared to make, you're safe, you're secure. Okay. That's a very strong message here. And I think we're noticing that there's a recurring situation and recurring people affected, or I'm sorry, connected to this lesson. Okay. But answer that wake up call. All right. Very, very cool. So Sagittarius, I hope you enjoyed this. Again, make the choice that you want. So thank you so much for joining me again. Please hit that like button, subscribe, share this with somebody who needs to hear it. And as always, shine your inner light. You've got this.